I would like to now go on to a very important guest that has come. We had asked Bridie McGrellis here today to talk for us 15 years on of the impact of losing her daughter. Bridie unfortunately fell and broke her leg and can't be with us, and she's really disappointed because she was looking forward to seeing the new housing, and she's got a new coat as well, she told me yesterday. But she'll have to come on another day, and we'll ensure that she comes. But I'm going to introduce Darren now, who's just going to come up and talk to us about the impact of losing somebody you love to domestic violence.
Caroline was my big sister and friend. She was kind, warm, and caring. She was loved and was loved by many. Caroline was happily married with 3 beautiful children. She had a nice home. Both she and her husband worked. My brother-in-law was someone I looked up to. He was someone I respected and trusted, who gave me advice which I listened to, and someone who I liked. On the 2nd of October 1997, everything changed. Caroline was attacked in her own home by her husband. Her injuries were so bad that she died 2 days later. From that night, my life as I knew it was over. Caroline was gone. She was stolen. Nothing made sense. In fact, today, 15 years on, I still struggle to make sense of it. Why did he do it? What was it all for? I think I must have experienced every emotion there is. Sadness, grief, anger, betrayal, and guilt, to name but a few. It's been a long, hard road, and sometimes I wonder how I've got here. All I can say is that I couldn't have done it without a lot of help and support from my friends and family, doctors and counsellors, and most of all from Mary Brown and her team at Foyle Women's Aid. So thank you so much, Mary, and all the team. Congratulations on your new project. This will help so many, and may you continue your outstanding work. Thank you.
Um, and it's thank you, Darren, for that. And having worked with the families and Bridie down there, we walked into a court case all those years ago, and we've been with the McGrellis family ever since, and in different ways. But throughout that time, Bridie has shown a great deal of dignity and compassion. And one of the key things that she kept, we brought her back here to talk to some women that we were worried about, women that were high risk. And Bridie, just on her own, you have to know her, in her own way, Bridie would come in and sit down and say, "What are you doing, love? Do you not know? And I have a daughter that isn't here." And she would talk to them in that manner. And, you know, Bridie's thing for going forward, she said, if I can feel that we can get some good out of what has been such a loss to me, you know, that will give me great comfort. And I also want to mention Hugh today, your father, because, you know, Bridie and Hugh became two people that were just friends of Women's Aid, and Hugh again passed away a couple of years ago, and it was really, really sad because he got quite angry at the end, and I don't think he ever really came to terms with what happened. So it's a memory of you as well, because wherever he is, he's here with us in spirit. And Bridie's sitting, she's taking press conferences at her son's house, and she will be back in with us again just to see all of the new developments and to get involved again. But thank you for coming and doing that, because that's the true impact, and you can't change that. You know, that's the impact of domestic violence. And I would just like to say that, you know, since Caroline's, and I also had another call the day before yesterday from another victim had her throat cut and survived her domestic violence attack, and she was reading some of our stuff and said, "Can I come in and talk to you?" And she said, "Bridie," she said, "I believe Bridie's going to be there." And Bridie talked to me, and she was a great comfort. I want to come back and see her again. So I was able to tell Bridie that yesterday. But even 15 years on, that impact is still there. And since Caroline's murder in 1997, there have been an average of 5 murders in Northern Ireland every year, as well as attempted murders, serious assaults, high levels of repeat victimisation, the link to suicide of women that are known to us and some of the children that are known to us that have come through our services, who live in a daily terror, all of which has a devastating and sometimes irreversible impact on the physical and mental well-being of its victims. As we sit here today, every 21 minutes that passed here today, a woman was abused. That's the reality of domestic violence in Northern Ireland. And many houses, the children have a ringside seat to watch it. Today is a celebration. It's a good news story, but it's an opportunity to challenge ourselves and our organisations about our responsibilities to our people, to our children, as we celebrate this, a city that's a city of culture. I'm asking that our local council demonstrates some civic leadership here and takes an active role in supporting us to address this problem. Would it not be a great legacy for this city to tackle the culture of domestic and sexual violence of women and children? To the politicians, we need you to step up to the plate now. We have set out a 5-year plan that has been informed by victims and survivors of domestic and sexual violence, and some best practice in Scotland, Europe and the USA. The groundwork has been done, the partnerships are in place, and we are calling for your support. Together we can help end the injustice of abuse. Together we can send a message that to the perpetrators that their behaviour is unacceptable and won't be tolerated in this city and in the cities around us and in Northern Ireland. There will be no hiding places, and at the same time we will be creating a safe and secure place for victims to come forward. Ashleywood is a safe place where we will have new beginnings, and they can become a reality. It's a place that it offers a gateway, a new life, a hopeful place that not only offers sanctuary, but is also a platform where women can learn new skills and rediscover and be the independent women they once were before the intimidation and the abuse. These are modest aims for many people. They may seem a matter of fact to many women, but to women and children who have been abused who pass through these gates, they are stuff of dreams. This society has a choice. Do we stand with the abused and help them achieve what most of us take for granted? Or do we stand aside and allow the physical, emotional and financial abuse to continue? Do we allow the living rooms, the bedrooms and the kitchens to continue to be fear-filled prisons, killing places and arenas of abuse? This facility sends out a message loud and clear that Foyle Women's Aid stand with the abused, with the victims, and we stand with them for their new beginnings. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call on you to help us to end the fear and liberate women and children, not just now, but in the future. It lies within our collective power to ease the suffering, remove the fear, and protect the vulnerable. Will we ask any less of ourselves? I would just like to end with a quote. If it were between two countries, we would call it a war. If it were a disease, we would call it an epidemic. If it was an oil spill, we would call it a disaster. But it is happening to women, and it is just an everyday affair. It is violence against women. I'd like to thank you all for coming here today, and we are now going to do some presentations. I left them to last and changed the running order. We're going to do, Baroness Smith is going to do some presentations for us, and then our teams, the staff teams are all organised to do tours of the house. So we'll start with the presentations first.